It is that time of the week again. Weekly review number 5 already. Some ups and downs this week, but very insightful stuff. I still feel a bit like I'm at the mercy of price action and the market conditions currently. But I also think I figured out what it was, the reason why, that since I've come back after the Christmas break, that I haven't felt the same. So I don't want to do too much talking for the intro this time, we'll get straight into things. So Monday the 15th of Jan, I've got down, it was a slow day. I had a sell limit on Euro for a supply zone from Friday, but it just never hit. I feel like I'm spotting the setups, but price action is so slow and overall volume seems really low that my setups are not hitting. And as you can see here, by all means it was a great setup. Nice sweep of this high here, break of this minor low, but most importantly this low here, and a break of all of this liquidity sitting right here. We also got a little bit of imbalance right next to the order block, which is always nice, and a good pool of liquidity up here. But like it hit, this volume's okay, and then as soon as we hit 3 o'clock, it just, or 4 o'clock rather, it just went to shit to the end of the day pretty much. It's one of those things, what can you do? I don't really see any other valid setups here. I wouldn't take this because it didn't break any structure before getting tapped in. So yeah, just nothing here. And just as a final note for Monday, towards the end of the day, I saw a 3-minute setup for GU, but it was after 3 PM, so I decided to stay disciplined, stick to the rules that I set for myself, and I didn't take it before it got absolutely blasted, which I'll show you this setup quickly now. So it's a nice little setup. Sweep of this high here, break of this low, equal lows here to be taken out, but unfortunately, I mean, it did get a good reaction to begin with, and then it got blasted through. Looks like it might have reacted off something up here, but very, very poor reaction, and it did actually continue bearish, so I was overall right with my direction there, which is a good sign, but this got blasted through anyway, so it's a good job I never took it. Stick to the rules. On Tuesday, we've got here that my target for the EU trade got hit before my entry did, so I decided to delete the limit until further notice. So if I remember rightly, I think my target was this major high time frame imbalance down here, and once it hit that already, I decided against leaving the limit on because I thought the reversal could be potentially on. And by the time 3 o'clock hit, not much more had happened. It's just really crappy chicken scratch sideways price action here. So I just left that, and yeah, nothing come of that. And then a little later on GU, I forgot about news at 13:30, but I was still confident in the GU short, however, it got liquidated before dropping. Classic. And you can see here we get a crazy push into my POI. I had it at the 50% of this like sort of down move here. Was it? I think it was like this. Yeah, it was like this. So I was in at 50%, liquidated me, dropped back down, again just horrible chicken scratch action. Then took the high again into this terrible point of interest up here, and then drops off in my direction for quite a little while. So it's just fucking frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. If we check on the 4 hour on this move here, you can see I missed this sinister little imbalance sitting right here. On the 4 hour, I completely did not see this. And if we check where that lines up to on the 15-minute, you can see that it's this same, we'll go to the 5, it's the same POI that got hit in, and it's something that I would never take due to this double top here. Just too much liquidity, and yeah, it's just fucking unfortunate. It's just weird price action if you ask me. So we'll just jump straight through into Wednesday now. Brilliant start to the day, woke up around 9:30 feeling like shit, set alarms at 7:30 and 8, and because I woke up so late I missed what I thought was a very clean setup, so I hopped in a sell on top of that to ride it to the original TP, but got absolutely dogged. -1R and a little bit less than 1%. So here it is on EU. You see perfect looking setup here, sweep, clean breaker structure, small amounts of imbalance here, some liquidity built up. That was around 8
10. So I missed that, obviously. And due to the reaction, I thought, fucking hell, this is going to TP. No shot, this doesn't hit TP. So then on the 3 minute, I've sort of just on a whim got in off this order block here. There's no break structure, which it says plain and clear up here is one of my confluences I need to see. There is imbalance, kind of built up liquidity. But basically what it was telling me was, it's so bearish, I want to see it hit TP. Like, if it's going to tap me in, then it should just keep dropping. And also on the DXY, there was no reason for it to go bullish like this. But it came back up again, take out the original entry, just barely missed the high here, and eventually did drop. It's just, so again, like, I'm right 50%, but at the wrong time. And a final little extra note from Wednesday is I noticed GU seems to be taking the reins over EU, which usually is the other way around, because there was a huge imbalance above where price was at that time. So I'd just be surprised if it didn't mitigate that, and that could potentially be why we had such an aggressive push to the upside. Thursday is nice, short and sweet. Just a terrible miss on EU at around 9:30. I'm not going to bother showing you the picture because I'm about to show you the real deal, but yeah, it's just a shame. But evidence of good analysis, so every cloud. So just to break it down super quickly, a sweep of this high here taps into this imbalance up here, drops, takes out these equal lows or liquidity, whatever you want to call it, and just about this low down here just wicks into this area of imbalance to facilitate the pullback, and then comes right back up into the imbalance up here and misses by 0.6 of a point. I almost entered manual, but entering manual on my broker, at least, you know, if I got in up here, it would probably enter me somewhere down here, which is not ideal. But this is some beautiful price action right here. And yeah, as I say, it's just evidence of good analysis, so it proves that I do know what I'm doing in a past couple of weeks where it didn't really feel that way up until now. So again, it was straight to business, no fucking around with Friday. I've just got here, EU sell limit hit around 9:30 and ended in 0.5R, loss by 950. So just going to keep it quick and simple with Friday. Sweet break, and my target was the EQ of this bullish move here. And you see it tapped it just barely, and due to that, if it had gone a bit further in, then I might have left it. But due to it just basically touching it to the pipette, I wanted to see it come down into the discount a little bit more. As you see, brilliant reaction, this fat ass bear candle right here. I was like, okay, that looks pretty good, and if it were to come back and take out this high again, it's likely going to go through my stop loss. So then I brought my stop loss just a little bit tighter, just about 50% tighter to just above this high, and immediately we get another crazy bullish push out of nowhere. There was no news. I'm not sure why we got this action. We got low, a new high made, and then a new low made, and then a new high made. It's just terrible. And you see overall it did come down into the discount just a little bit more before continuing it much higher, but not before taking out this built up liquidity right here. So again, I was sort of 50% right, but what can you do? It is what it is. You live and learn. But now we finally get into the crux of the video and the epiphany of where I realized where I was going wrong and why the last 2 weeks have been so shitty. You can call it ring rust, and I think that has a part to play, but the main thing is that since my time off, I've forgotten my rules. So I've got here, my analysis is nebulous, my execution is erroneous, and my management is shoddy at best. Therefore, I'm done trading for the rest of the week, even though it was already Friday. And I wanted to really brush back up on my trading plan, read through it, familiarize myself with it again, remember how I do my analysis and the reasons why I do it, so that my win rate is better. And also to cement in rules when it comes to moving the stop loss and exiting trades and just smaller details like that I didn't really have cemented in place, so I've got them written out in black and white now, because moving that stop loss then was dumb. I shouldn't have done it, even though it did actually save me in this instance. There's been many a time where it's caught me out and price has continued to my take profit after stopping me out at break even or something like that. So I probably will do a video going over my trading plan in more detail and how to really cement every fine detail in place.
And so to wrap everything up nicely, in conclusion, again, poor week. Total of minus 2.5 are near enough, or minus 2.5%-ish. But what I really need to do now this weekend is, as always, go back over the week in that kind of backtest fashion that I mentioned in the previous weekly review, and maybe add a few more things to my trading plan. I did a bunch on Friday, but I've been very busy this week, so adding a few more things, really familiarize myself with that, make sure it's ingrained, and apply that into the next week. And also stop being so desperate when it comes to placing trades, because price action isn't quite normal yet. It's getting better. There has been opportunity, 100%. Definitely plenty of opportunity to win, but it's still dodgy. Fundamentals are still affecting the market more than usual at the minute, which again is going to pick up. But there are definitely things on my end that I really need to sort out now, and that what I believe is that I just forgotten my trading plan pretty much. And your trading plan is your blueprint, it's your map to the market, so it's pretty crucial that I get it on point. And just a final note, if you have made it this far into the video, making the video as I did in this kind of format was a lot of fucking work, and it took me quite a long time to get everything together. There was a lot of mistakes. I quite like the idea behind the format, but I don't know whether the execution was brilliant yet, but I'm just feeling my way through things at the minute. But the idea is that hopefully in due course the videos will be of a higher standard of quality, and they'll be a little bit more entertaining for you guys. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video next week.